me, I love the agents, AI agents, and what's happening around this thing. This is the hottest topic, I believe, right now on the market. And actually, these are like autonomous solutions that can think and that can plan their work and then come up with the actual result that before that could be done only by a human being.
Yeah.
And this is fascinating right
Yeah.
now, to me at least.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. You mentioned like TikTok using AI with the Sora AI.
Yeah.
What do you believe is the biggest opportunities for AI in today, like in today's age?
Okay, let's say it decreases the entry level, for example, for a startup.
Yeah.
You can start a media company
Yeah.
without a team because you need only a team of robots,
Yeah.
robotic minions. You can start an IT company simply by coding.
Yeah.
You don't to create a startup. You actually before that you needed to know how to code, or you needed to know someone who can code.
Yeah.
Now you can do it from your cell phone already, and it drastically decreases the entry level, which is really nice for everyone because the a lot of the areas which didn't have access to funding to proper education, they will now have the opportunity to build as well new global products.
AI is going to have a profound effect across really almost every major industry around the world. It's going to make us, I believe, more efficient, and I think can actually bring a lot of real world solutions to the problems that humanity faces across so many different areas. So it's really up to us as investors to think about where we want to focus our attention and which companies and founders are the ones that we want to invest in that are going to get us to those next stages that I think all humanity can benefit from.
Yeah. So having said like humanity, well, like what humanity will benefit from, what is the most exciting part of AI, like in development that you've seen recently?
Well, there's so much going on. I mean, you can almost start with like the life and death things.
Yeah.
That be able to identify molecules that lead to incredible drug discoveries and therapeutics. And there's all kinds of opportunities to also do things like democratize access to education, for example. So anyone around the world, no matter how much money they have, no matter where they live, they can get access to the same great educational resources of even the most privileged people. So this is just the beginning across all different industries. There's so many ways that I think AI can transform our lives in a positive way.
Okay, so you mentioned education. Do you believe like that is the biggest opportunity for that AI can adopt right now, or do you think it's in another sector?
Well, I think there's a lot of attention focused on that because of the large language models. In essence, this is education. It's about getting more information faster, more accurately, and do so in a way that's just very efficient. Now, these systems are not perfect today, and that's why there are a lot of entrepreneurs who are working on great ideas that will help improve upon some of these large language models. But I think this is just the beginning. And the more we can get information into people's hands in a way that's accurate, efficient, inexpensive, I think the more we, as almost the human race, can kind of benefit from this.
Here, it's the amount of startups you have here.
Yeah.
Being in the industry for quite a while, and I've been there for, it's sometimes it's when you talk to enterprises, when you talk to senior people, the visionaries, right? It's very interesting to see where it's going, how it's moving. But then you have so many startups here, and what you miss is the glowing eyes.
Yeah.
You know, the fire, the inner fire, the desire to go and reach the goals no matter what, and just grind it after until the success.
Yeah.
This is sometimes you're missing.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here, because there is a lot of great ideas, a lot of great startups, and I think they'll definitely, half of them will be very interesting to talk to after the meeting, after the conference.
Perfect. So how do you see AI reshaping the industry over the next 12 to 24 months?
Well, it's very hard to prognose on that far, right? Well, it's definitely revolutionary. And what I would suggest and I understand is, like, there are basically big players. There's a couple of really big players that are working. So I think in 12 to 24 months, the best business model will be building your own small language models.
Yeah.
Small LLMs, not LLMs like large ones, but smaller ones, because they will be the key to business success. They will be the ones who will be much better at small business tasks rather than big large models, because they will be large language models, because they will be large language models will be your day-to-day things, right? They'll be covering everything you need on a basic day-to-day stuff, but more of specific tasks, more specialized ones. You'll definitely will need small language models to execute them, and that's where I think the key business vision should lie with most of the companies, building your small language models to accomplish specific tasks that large language models will take more resources and time to accomplish.
Yeah. So you said that AI needs more smaller language models in the future. So do you think that is the most exciting development that you've seen in AI, or do you think it's something else?
It's the, the most exciting thing is the possibilities. The possibilities that one man can do and revisualize the whole area by just having access to the data. Again, large language models is basically data wrapped in a algorithm that helps you analyze that data. And if you previously you need tons of data scientists, researchers, and all that, now you can proof test your ideas with just a single query or single prompt. And that's what's exciting. There will be more and more ideas will be brought to life because people have now the tools to create the first prototypes, to proof test the whole thing. So there will be, I think there will be very interesting new ideas that will come up to the in the surface in a couple of years that will use AI initially to analyze the markets and all that, or just to create the first prototypes and demos. And that's what's great. That's what when internet was published, right? When internet became public, everybody became to write all kind of stuff on the internet, right? Everybody had access because previously only the publishers could print some kind of articles and all that. With the internet, everybody started to write their own topics, articles, whatever is on their mind. So it was like basically like a flood of thoughts. Now with AI, it's not a flood of thoughts, it will be more of a flood of ideas that can be brought to life with just a couple of prompts. So I definitely will be very interesting a couple of upcoming years.
Yeah. So apart from the internet, where else do you think that the opportunity for AI has the greater advantage of being adopted?
Okay. What I can see is a bit different from your question, but what people have to understand is again, as I told you, small language models, and the most important thing is hardware, right? Because if we're talking about large language models, as I told you, there's the big players, and you will never be able to top up move faster than they do, have better engineers than they do, and you don't need to. And also, you don't need to build a business that the next model will just do it instead of you, so you'll have your business bankrupt. So the key aspect here lies in hardware. The AI with the hardware, that's definitely a very, very nice niche to get into, because like hardware producers, there's plenty of them. And you can invent any kind of hardware with the current internet possibilities. You can order some kind of a prototype, integrate an AI there, even open ones, open source ones, or the like more closed ones. And that's where that's where the large language models will definitely not put you out of business because they're not interested in the hardware. Right? They're more interested in advancing their own models. So hardware is definitely an issue you should look into. I mean, someone should look into.
So we are based out of United States. We have offices in India, but we are looking to expand globally. And UAE seems to be a very exciting destination.
Yeah, for sure. So how do you see AI reshaping your industry over the next 12 to 24 months?
I think there is going to be a lot of innovation in companies that are looking to adopt AI. I think the workflows that the companies have today and are running in a traditional fashion are going to completely get transformed in 18 to 24 months.
Yeah. So in your sense of view, what do you think is the most exciting development you've seen in AI thus far?
I think the way models are getting innovated and getting better by the day, it's just amazing to see. I was of the opinion that sooner or later the model race is going to end, but it seems like that it is just getting started.
Yeah.
So I think everybody is thrilled to see what that would bring in the next 6 months.
Yeah. And where do you believe is the biggest opportunity for AI adaptation in like the current world?
So there are three places where I feel that any enterprise can use AI. The first and the easiest is to operationalize or to make backend operations better, bring efficiency by automating. The second is customer experience, which is a new area for AI. And then next is monetization opportunities, opportunities that nobody ever thought of or companies never thought of. And those are the three places that I feel that AI can be used.
So I just finished my keynote speech where I talk about the importance of evolving the AI models so they can understand the humans more by tapping into the subconscious self, understanding the emotional, the thinking, and the feeling behind the conscious self and what we speak and what we say. So we need to move beyond words into exactly what makes us say those words or take those actions.
Okay. So from your keynote, and where do you see AI being reshaped in the next 12 to 24 months?
So I think it's going through significant transformation. So the past 2 years, we saw amazing progress with ChatGPT, Gemini, and others. But I think more and more people are starting to feel that these LLMs are running out of steam in terms of their evolution. The progress between Gemini 2 and 2.5 was amazing, but it's still not able to reach that human level intelligence. I think everybody is understanding that something is missing. We have Dr. Fei Li, who's now started a new startup focusing on spatial intelligence and injecting current models that lack that with the understanding of the physical world. We're taking more of the emotional and mental state approach, injecting models with better understanding of the human mind. So I think we're going to have more of these companies show up because intelligence is a multimodal. It's not just one thing, it's plenty, it's complex, and we need to see how we can replicate that.
Okay. So I like what you said there. So like building upon that, what is the most exciting AI development that you've seen like so far?
So I think what's exciting is because the fact we're starting to hit a ceiling, we're reverting back to the source, and the source is the human brain. And that's what started us on our journey as the inspiration from the brain. And we kind of got lost our way because we're too much focused on the commercial applications, the progress of LLMs. But now we're getting back to it because it's the only intelligent device in the known universe. There's nothing else like it. And I think we need to heed the words of many of the AI godfathers like Jack Hinton that mentioned if you want to replicate intelligence, we need to understand it from the human brain. So I think that's where the progress would happen, is actually reverting back to what started us off.
Yeah. So like going back to the godfather of AI, where do you believe the biggest opportunity is for AI to be adapted currently? Be it software or hardware, like what NVIDIA is doing?
That's an excellent question. So I think in my keynote I also talked about the fact that AI would not scale the current models. That's not enough. And more chips and more compute is not going to do it. I think the new computation is the context. We need to give AI context, feeling, thinking, physical intelligence, and so on and so forth. I see that's where the opportunity really is. Because right now, if you look at enterprises that adopt AI, most of them have a pilot, and in most cases, they say that it doesn't really work and doesn't add value. So I think there's something else missing. And to me, that something else is the human behavior and understanding how to kind of capture that culture in order to get this technology to be adopted.
I am actually here to speak at two different sessions. My first session was a keynote if AI is a friend or foe, because there's like so much fear around going on. Some people find AI to be like very scary. Some find it very friendly. So that's what my topic was. And then I'm doing another session later today, which is going to be talking about teaching with AI and learning with AI. that's also another area for me because I teach a lot of AI stuff with AI online.
Perfect. So, how do you see AI reshaping the industry over the next 12 to 24 months?
That's a great question. I would say it's very industry specific in the sense OpenAI recently released a study where they basically found positive correlation with like analysis, coding, writing.
Yeah.
And then they found negative correlation with critical thinking, human teamwork, any human related interaction. So I would say like any repetitive work, whether that is like in tech or in retail or anything that can be done by an AI, I think AI will like have an impact there in terms of like making it faster, making it easier to do.
Yeah.
For example, writing emails or like writing summary notes, like it's way faster with AI than it used to be in the past. So I would say in terms of productivity, AI is going to boost productivity across the job functions that are repetitive and can be done with a little help from AI.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I actually was at your panel earlier on and I caught a little bit of it. And I know you mentioned that you use AI, the OpenAI, ChatGPT, the voice functionality to speak to it like as a friend.
Yeah.
So I want to know from you, what is the most exciting AI development that you have seen recently?
Have you heard of vibe coding?
Yeah?
Okay, so basically, with there's a lot of tools outside right now, available right now, where you can actually type in
Yeah.
English what kind of app you want to build or
Yes.
what you want to do, and it will just build for you.
Yes.
Like setting up the technical infrastructure to the database, to launching it, figuring it out end to end. And I'm actually I recently did a video on like learn vibe coding in 12 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
And there are so many tools, like for example, Lovable, Cursor, where you can like build a lot of end-to-end apps. Where in the past, like entrepreneurs and startups would take forever to come up with something new.
Yes.
And with AI, that is going to just accelerate the number of startups and new founders and entrepreneurs we're going to see. It's just going to be massive.
Yeah, for sure. It takes pseudocode to a whole new level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very easy to prototype anything new with AI. And then let's say if the idea works, then you can like scale it to something bigger. You can hire a team and like build an entire business around it.
Yeah, for sure. So, where do you believe the biggest opportunities for AI to be adopted in like current life itself? Like, where do you think it's the biggest adaptability right now?
It's really hard to pick one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can say multiple.
Yeah, I can say it's really hard to pick one. Selfishly, I would pick an area that is like very close to me. For example, I have to write a lot of documents at my job, and some of those documents are like 6 pages long. And when I'm opening a doc and looking at a flat, like nothing on it, like an empty screen, bare screen, it's really hard to like sometimes get started. And I feel like with AI, like having a structured like starting point has been great. So like taking that and scaling it out, starting point, whether that is like writing a doc, building a new business, or writing an email or crafting something new, I would say like AI is going to give you a boost in terms of like getting started. And then it's up to you like how far you take it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter the industry. It just matters like how you are using it.
Yeah. Perfect. So AI is like the foundation of almost every productivity issue.
Exactly.
What we do is we build these models that understand the human cognition.
Yeah.
So we're in the business of understanding the human mind, various aspects of also what constitutes the human experience. So we're looking at aspects such as emotions, behaviors, how people think, how people decide something, and also the intentionality.
Okay. So, having said that, how do you think AI will be reshaping the industry over the next 12 to 24 months?
Every aspect of our lives. I
Yeah.
mean, literally, I don't think there is going to be a single aspect of how we live, how we work, how we build relationships, how we experience religion, for example. I mean, I think every aspect is going to get impacted by AI. I don't think there's going to be any aspect that will remain untouched. And I think a lot of those aspects have already been impacted.
Yeah. So, what do you think is the most exciting AI development that you've seen recently? Something that caught your eye, something that you think, oh damn, like that's really cool.
There's so many, but
Yeah.
I'm the most excited about the impact that it's going to have on healthcare. So, like for example, I'm hoping that after the recent developments, especially after the protein folding success, we're going to be solving a lot of these diseases. Like hopefully we'll be solving cancer and
Yeah.
other major problems, which have been a big problem for us. Other than that, I think there's a promise that AI solves a big part of our living experience. Like, it can potentially solve for food, it could create a surplus, and it can also solve for water, which is presumably one of the biggest issues in most parts of the world.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that because I think those are like 10, 15 years away from now. I mean, there's this recent talk about potentially 10 years from now, you potentially could get to a point you stop aging.
Yeah.
So, and those things are super exciting.
Yeah. So you mentioned AI in healthcare. What other sector do you believe AI is the greatest to adapt, like opportunistic wise? Where do you think AI will be used the most apart from healthcare?
Apart from healthcare,
Yeah.
I think, healthcare is just one of many, right? I mean, apart from healthcare, I think the first, even prior to healthcare, I think the first things will be sort of building things and production, the factory floors,
Yeah.
optimizing workflows, process engines. So just getting the companies become more efficient, faster, better, cheaper, scale up, and also sort of help solve for the lack of human resources. I mean, most of the developed world has their population shrinking
Yeah.
or plateaued, and there's just not enough workforce to capitalize on the demand that we need to do.
Yeah.
So I think AI combined with robotics, I think helps that, and I think that happens first. Some of these things happen later, so that's kind of how it goes.
We're on a 6-country roadshow, aligning with the impact priorities and sort of AI alignment. One of our stops or destinations was Dubai. We heard and saw some marketing around function1 and thought we would join the conference and meet fellow AI enthusiasts and connect.
So, what problem is your company trying to solve with AI today?
Well, most of the world's content is locked behind barriers, language barriers primarily, and vast amounts of the global content it remains inaccessible and is lost in translation. Even if there are basic translation tools are available or multilingual capabilities exist, there lacks the ability to create true understanding. And our AI empowered sort of foundation model helps unlock a new layer in internet connectivity, which is the experience layer. It allows you to connect as the user with global content, regardless of language, in over 130 different languages, and experience localized content in your own native language.
Yes.
So it captures the emotion, the tone, and true context of experience natively within. So imagine 3 people in a meeting, one person from Sao Paulo, another person's from Dubai and speaking in Arabic, somebody's in Japan, everybody's collaborating in a meeting, but understanding and experiencing it in their own meeting, in their own native language. That experience would be unified and it will transform industries and experiences.
Perfect. So, having said that, what do you think organizations get wrong about AI adaptation?
I think that's an excellent question. I think a lot of people are focused on solutions or add-ons with a cost savings mechanism rather than looking to really re-engineer their workflow or their processes. Really, I think the focus should be on where they can 10x the experience, drive greater value. So I think some of it is a focus on how it's being adapted. There's tremendous power that can be harnessed. I think we're very early in our development curves and people are still trying to figure out how it all pieces together. But I still think that today there's a lot of opportunity that's not being realized. And I think fundamentally focusing on processes that really amplify value is one of the key misalignments that I see.
Yeah. Okay, final question. What's one AI trend you think people are overlooking?
Well, a lot of the technology that's being created within AI is fundamentally being designed and engineered towards 30-year-old legacy tech, sort of browsers, search engines fundamentally changed how people connected through internet protocol. We're in a quantum era of AI empowerment, if you will. And I think that you need to look beyond that. And I think the next wave will sort of not only look at not just sheer translation, which lacks, it's almost like it becomes a novelty to translate a page, but will bridge the experience layer and really kind of amplify global connectivity through universal understanding. And I think that language plays, now I'm biased, but I think that it's gonna have a significant impact in connecting that will transcend industries, transcend age demographics. But ultimately, I think it's that experience layer in optimizing, eliminating the friction, eliminating the pain points, and delivering, empowering the user to experience what they're looking for without all the tabs and all the confusion and all the tools. And I think you're going to see a lot of synchronized experiences. So I think it's the experience era of AI that will be leading the next move.